Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 19th hole. We are live in vivo on In Between Media. We are sports, we are lifestyle, and everything in between. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the whole darn channel, and jingle that bell for notifications. We have reached the memorial at Jack's Place in Muirfield Village, Dublin, Ohio. Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear, one of the best tournaments on the whole course rota for the PGA Tour. We got 2 weeks till the U.S. Open at Oakmont. I'm excited for Jack's Place. It's a great field. There's actually going to be a cut at a signature event. Carnage is afoot right after this. Howdy, folks. We have reached, we got a kind of a fun one here. Let's go back to the right one here. One base. There we go.
I'll be Seth.
Yeah, I'll be myself. I fixed it. We're good. We got it. We got this. So, as you probably don't know, is for the longest time, for the first 3 years of the show, we had no producer. We were the producers. And production quality incrementally got better over the years. Not much. And then we've had Nicolette on the back end all season, and it's been a godsend because she's awesome, and she keeps us chattering without having to worry about all these overlays and stuff in simultaneous production to the knowledge we're spitting on this show. Well, Nicolette is on assignment tonight, so it's just Conor and I trying to delegate tasks to one another during the show. So if you see any funny comments hanging around too long or we'd hit the wrong drop, just know it's because we're idiots. We have no idea how to produce. We have no idea how to produce a podcast live while it's still happening. So bear with us. Grab a drink. Conor, are you drinking?
I am drinking because yes. How else can we screw it up royally?
He's back, baby.
I got a tall pour. I'm going. But it's Coughlin signature, okay? We're not doing
anything. Hey, don't be knocking Costco. Coughlin signature is the private selection of the best that they can find at the best of the best price. And that's not just because I just got done with my 18-year anniversary as a Costco employee. That has nothing to do with that bias.
Yeah, company man over here.
But the Coughlin signature brand is pretty much elite.
They haven't failed me on any of their alcohol. I'll say that.
No, it's the value is extreme. It's a little bit too much value at sometimes.
Well, and this liter is like it's distilled at Barton, so I mean I don't know what it is exactly, but I mean it's pretty tasty for a liter at $28.
Liter of cola.
A liter of cola.
Well, I'm drinking. I know I'm going to shock you, but I'm drinking a cocktail from a can from Alley 6 Distillery in Healdsburg, California. Shout out NorCal. That's right there in the Napa Valley, and Alley 6 is known for their rye, and so they have a really good rye that I always get, and so they also have these little old fashions in a can, and you just pour it over ice, serve it, in my case, with 2 maraschino cherries because Conor hates cherries. I'm eating one for him too.
I'll do it in the old fashioned, but not voluntarily.
But that's where I have the cherries for, is for old fashions and Manhattans. Those are my 2 cocktails of choice when I'm not drinking it neat.
You and I have been over this ad nauseum over the years of doing this show.
Make me nauseous again.
I'm an orange peel only guy in my old fashioned.
Yeah, which is fine. Do you burn the orange peel too? Because that's
like a little scorch.
Yeah, a little.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice touch.
Aromatics.
Let's talk about drinking a little less because we're gonna be drinking during the whole show, doing production. It's already kind of overwhelming at this point. We're 4 minutes in. Conor, we got to talk. There's a lot of news in the world of golf starting yesterday and into today. We got a lot of stuff to cover before we even talk about the Memorial. What do you say we hit the news, Niblick, and talk about it.
It's the only thing I like more than betting on it.
Talking about it. Be about it. Well, sports fans, it's a few months away still, but at the end of this PGA Tour season, we'll have the Tour Championship where 30 of the best golfers from this season will compete at Eastlake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And for the first time in a few years, we will not have the asinine, ridiculous, unbelievably stupid idea to have stroke play with starting scores based on standings in the FedEx Cup. It's hard enough to make the Tour Championship as one of the 30 best players from that season. We don't need to give Scottie Scheffler a 2-shot advantage over one guy and then up to a 10-shot advantage over all the other guys in a tournament that's already difficult to achieve. And you're just basically handing whoever the number one player in the FedEx Cup is, you're handing him a check for $30 million. And for the first time in years, they've had a voice of reason that actually got through and put it back to the way it belongs. Conor, your take on the changes back to sanity for the Tour Championship?
Well, yeah, it just comes off as super anticlimactic, right? It's like, it's like, okay, well, this is a foregone conclusion, so I guess we'll
coronation, basically.
Yeah, the sweet victory lap we're about to watch. So yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't remember who pitched it a few years back. It's been a couple of years since I heard about it, but originally there were a couple of people that got together and wanted more of a bracket match play style. And to me, that would be awesome. I would love to see a match play bracket like for the last 4 weeks of golf.
And I'm like the king of loving match play. And I'm pissed that they got rid of the WGC match play and they kept all the other stupid tournaments that we have to watch, especially in the fall when you're like, nobody's watching golf in the fall. It's football season or it's whatever season. It's not golf season. It's like, we don't really care, but we need more match play. We get the Ryder Cup, we get the President's Cup, but like, why not make it's 30 guys? That's half the field size for the WGC back in the day. Make it a 4-round or 5-round, like 36-hole final. Like this could be a lot like the U.S. Amateur, which has a similar number of finalists. And all of these guys that were amateurs coming up through the ranks in high school and college, they are used to playing match play. We all play match play at our home courses. Like, we're not playing stroke play skins games very often. We're doing match play. We're doing 2-ball. We're doing 4-ball. We're doing Nassau. We're not playing stroke play unless it's a sanctioned tournament that's specialized in stroke play. Why wouldn't the Tour Championship be match play? Even if it was just like the first 2 rounds stroke play and then the weekend is a nice, like the final 12 get to duke it out for who wins the Tour Championship and all the gobs of money in the treasure chest.
Well, when we had the Dell match play, I mean, you look at that, it was a similar sized field and we were able to crank that out over a weekend. So, I mean, I just don't, I don't track why.
That's 64 guys.
Yeah. So like, I just don't track why the PGA doesn't want to embrace it. I don't think there's a whole lot of people that don't want to see it. I also think that like, it's more of a relatable finals, like, methodology, people can relate to it, right? We got the Final Four, you got the NFL playoff and MLB playoff. I mean, they're all basically seeded and played out in series. So I'd like to see it. I mean, I think this is a good step back to at least making it engaging. Like, I'll at least watch this and care about it. I also thought it was interesting. Another note that came out with this today is that they're talking about having a roto for the FedEx playoff, which I think would actually be really good too. Like, I love all the courses that are in it, but I think that there's a lot of courses that we could, when they're, bring some of the major venues into this or something like that, just to create more hype and more draw to these events. So
absolutely. And for a while they did that to a degree with the BMW. It's moved around a lot, But the Tour Championship, I think, should stay at East Lake. It's a great golf course. It's a great venue. They've done an amazing job at hosting that tournament. So don't want to take that away. But like the other two tournaments, they can absolutely be on a 5 or 6 course rotation because there's like how many we need Whistling Straits back more times. We need Kiowa Island back more times. We need all these great golf courses. That one in Utah, Black Rock, that they played the LPGA with, and then they played a fall tournament last year with that tournament in Utah. It's in the painted desert. It's gorgeous. And you get then you got these other major venues that are going to pop up, like PGA Frisco is one of them. Like that can absolutely be rotated into a playoff situation. So there's a lot of ways they can go now with the Tour Championship returning to normalcy.
No, for sure. I'm excited to see what they do with it over the coming years. I mean, I think the PGA knows they got to make some changes, and I think this is a good first step. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on.
I hate to say it, but we did bury the lead. Ben Griffin, congratulations, buddy. North Carolina native, Tar Heel, goes out there and lays a whooping at Colonial. Like, that dude played his butt off.
How close was the hat to call?
The hat was eerie because the hat, in its infinite wisdom, Tim can attest to playing the hat almost too much. And the hat pulls German long ball hitter Matty Schmidt, who hasn't played well on any golf course that requires accuracy off the tee. And that dude almost goes out and wins the tournament, the Charles Schwab Challenge, over Ben Griffin, who won his first PGA Tour event with Andrew Novak at the Zurich. Matty Schmidt hasn't won anything in the States. Like, he's won a couple DP World Tour tournaments. He's a good player. We didn't see that coming at Colonial. We maybe see that at Puerto Rico or Punta Cana or the Mexico Open. Like, Matty Schmidt is a bomber. He is a hit it far, bomb and gouge specialist, and that doesn't play at Colonial. But guess what? This last week, it did play at Colonial. And you saw Ben Griffin out there hitting long balls too. That he's not known for being a long hitter, but he was hitting bombs out there. Scottie Scheffler was hanging around, but he didn't make enough birdies. He couldn't buy a bucket. And it just seemed like Ben Griffin, 63 on Friday. Good luck matching that. Like, he shot 4 rounds in the 60s, or 3 rounds in the 60s. And then he kind of coasted on Sunday when Schmidt kind of kept tripping up under the pressure. I can't imagine that. He looked a little shaky in his post-round interview on Saturday. He was really feeling it when Griffin started eagle birdie on the 2 easy holes to start the round, and then Griffin didn't make a single birdie the rest of the day. Didn't need it.
But I think the way Griffin played was, I mean, it made a lot of sense. Like, the course sets up well for him, the right skill set, etc. But I think he played it the way that a lot of people should play it. Like, got himself out to a lead, and like, did he take the gas off? Not really, but did he take any unnecessary risks? No, he just he
made good golf shots, and that's how you win at Colonial. Is you don't take unnecessary risks, because the reward, it really isn't there. Like, Colonial is just you hit good solid shots and then you card a good score. If you avoid double bogey, which he did, then you can win. And he made enough birdies to do that. And for all the people who were betting on Scottie Scheffler, myself included, I bet on him live at plus 1,400 halfway through Saturday when he was making his charge. It just kind of fizzled out because Scottie always puts himself in position to make birdies, but they weren't that quality of opportunities for him at Colonial. It was kind of more of the same what we've seen from Scottie at Colonial through the years, was that he just didn't quite make enough of his opportunities count.
Yeah, I mean, there's something up with Scottie though too. Like, I've seen enough clips of him now. Like, we're getting awfully aggressive with the footwork. We've got some what I would describe as mild irritation going on in the lower back.
That one swing looked like it really hurt.
Well, and there's a bunch of memes with him like twisted into a pretzel, and it's like, if somebody had told me this was going to be the world's best golfer in this day and age, I'd have laughed. And
yeah, well,
I mean, it ain't pretty watching Scottie right now. So
it's still just a ho hum top 5 finish.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, dude, honestly, you can't ignore that he's like the best golfer in the world. Arguably, I have my opinions there, but But you watch him play golf, and it's just like, I don't know how the ball ends up where it does. You sold your soul to the devil. Like nobody else on the planet can hit it all the way you do and have it work.
I think he's got a lot more John Daly in him. Like very extreme field player, extremely good club face awareness. Like the dude never misses the sweet spot. He's so consistent. He's so in tune with his hand-eye coordination that I see it. I see how he plays, and I do think he has a lot more John Daly in him than he has Tiger Woods in him. Like, and that's because John Daly, all those years, wackiest swing you ever saw, self-taught. Obviously, Scottie was taught by a PGA professional, but John Daly was all feel all the time. Still is. That dude could roll out of bed and play barefoot and shoot 69. Nice. And Scottie Scheffler's out there hitting iron shots from every corner of the golf course. So the shot from the ditch at Colonial on the, what was it, second hole, and he hits it out of the ditch onto the green and very nearly paid off a 3 on that hole, despite barely finding his ball. That's just what we're dealing with, is a guy that's so special and so gifted as a field golfer that it doesn't matter what his swing looks like because he has his dialed.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I still think it's ugly, but I don't have.
But you do have to give it to me with Carl Phillips. Carl Phillips, who I bet on as top 20 pick with better odds than Scottie Scheffler winning pick, plus 850 to take a top 20. I would cash that. I very nearly cashed a plus 1150 on his top 10 and a plus 1850 on his top 5. That would have been nice, but he bogeyed 13 and 14 on Sunday to drop to a tie for 11th. So all we got was that plus 850 win on a top 20. But Carl Phillips, man, looking pretty good out there.
God, it's amazing. These two fat guys that do golf analytics have been talking about this guy for a while. Yeah, like we've already cashed in on him multiple times.
We cashed a big one earlier in the season in Puerto Rico, like big.
The world is listening to us now. He's making that noise.
Yeah. Well, in bad news, our guy, friend of the show, Will Zalatoris, Willie Z, re-herniated 2 discs in his back and had another surgery. And at best, we're expecting him back in the fall. And most likely, we're probably not going to see him until Kapalua or Wailea Country Club next season. Just a gut punch for a guy was the up-and-coming superstar on the PGA Tour and just can't stay healthy. His back has been a liability. And I thought the swing changes he made to take the relief off of his discs, I thought it was working. He was playing some good golf for a while there, and then re-injured it a couple weeks ago and had to undergo another back surgery. That's got to be just draining emotionally. Like physically, it's one thing to recover from a back surgery, now 2 back surgeries as a professional golfer. I can't imagine what his mental state is.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously we wish him well, and I hope it's a speedy recovery. I'm actually kind of starting to wonder if this is maybe it. Like you look at 2 serious back surgeries in the span of
scar tissue. I mean,
3 seasons. He's had to try and adjust his swing because of the bad back. Even after surgery, he had to try to make adjustments and so on. So I don't know, man. I hate to put it out there, but if he comes back, which I to be honest, I think is maybe a 70-30 proposition. But if he comes back, I don't know that we ever get the Willie Z that was the next big thing. You know, I think he may grind it out in the middle of the back.
He was a stripe show back a few years ago.
I just, it's sad, man. We had high hopes for Willie this year, and yeah, I mean, wish him the best, but I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah, it's a gut punch, and that's all we can say because we're both big fans of Will Zalatoris. So heal up, buddy. Get back out there. The only thing you can bank on right now is that you're still pretty damn young.
That's true, because I can
a lot younger than we are.
Your back does not get better with age.
No, absolutely not. I need you to stand on business for your guy Rory McIlroy because he and the Golden Bear are having themselves a tiff. And I'm with the Golden Bear this week. Like I like Rory a lot. I really like Rory. I like watching Rory play golf, but you don't not call Jack Nicklaus when you feel like you'd rather play the Canadian Open than the Memorial. after ducking out of 4 days of press obligations because you played poorly at your favorite golf course. Rory needs to quit belly aching and call Jack Nicklaus right now. The best time to do it was before he withdrew, and the next best time is right now. Can you please defend your guy Rory McIlroy, because I think he's still looking like a sniveling baby.
We touched on it last week, and I don't know that I can, man. I'm unwavering in my Rory love, but yeah, he needs to stop being a mental midget. Like this routine's getting a little old.
Soft as baby poo poo.
And like, hey, listen, I know this is going to be a very hot and unpopular take, but I'm not the world's biggest Jack Nicklaus fan either. Like, I think he comes off as
but from his position of like top tier, like best of all time or whatever you want, like top 2 all time, and he has his own tournament on his own golf course. It's one of the best tournaments of the year, and Rory decides to not just not play that tournament, but plays it the Canadian Open instead. No offense, Royal, but the RBC Canadian Open compared to the Memorial, it doesn't add up. Even when Rory's won the Canadian Open twice, the Memorial is the Memorial. You got to play Jack's place.
I mean, I agree. Listen, I agree. And again, no offense, Royal. I mean, if I got to pick between the two,
I'm picking Jack's place.
It's going to be Jack's place. And furthermore, like for a guy like Rory that is, a steward of the game.
Is he though? It seems like he's just one of the best players who also used to be asked a lot more questions about the future of the game. Now he's backed away from that, and he's kind of done a hermit crab where people want to hear what he has to say for the first time ever, and he's just saying, nah.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's got a breaking point, right? Like, I think Rory's been pretty well beat up for the last 2 years, and some of it's been brought upon himself. Don't get me wrong. And then this doesn't do anything to help his standing with his fan base and with golf lovers. So, hey, look, I'm not saying that he doesn't need to get his head right, but I
bet you Jack has a nice iPhone that he texts his grandkids with. Rory could have even texted the Golden Bear.
Probably a flip phone. I mean, let's be real.
No, I think Jack's got it set up. I think Jack, because Barb is sharp, and Barb's probably got Jack with the nicest new iPhone Pro with the nice big camera on it and the large print zoomed in features. Yeah, he's ready to go. So Rory, no excuses. It's bull.
I take Jack's side here. I do.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Jack's place. I can't wait for you to wax poetic about Muirfield Village Golf Club in Dublin, Ohio, the only good place in Dublin, Ohio.
You say that every week about the wax poetic, and then it turns out I have like 4 sentences written about these courses. So I'm excited to hear your retort once I talk.
Oh, yeah. It's a guaranteed retort. All right, Connor, take it away, buddy.
We are at the Memorial at Muirfield Village Golf Club in Dublin, Ohio, also known as Jack's Place. Par 72, yardage is 7,569. We got bent fairways, bent greens. This is a signature event, 73 players in the field, top 50 in ties, and anyone within, I believe it's 10 strokes of the lead.
10 strokes.
So potential that we could have quite a few players making the cut for the weekend. Muirfield is a very difficult golf course, demands a ton of accuracy both off the tee and on approach. I will say that this is a little wider than what we saw last week off the tee, but what it makes up for that added forgiveness on the width of the fairway is made up with the incredibly deep rough that this place always has. Very difficult to get up and down and get moving if you miss the fairways. We do have some, it's still tree lined, so you still got some pretty tough trees to deal with. It's going to force some different looks on your second shot. Again, some similarities to what we looked at in player type last week. Already touched on the rough. That's a huge penalty here. It can't.
Good luck. Good luck finding the green if you're in the rough.
They showed some video on social media of guys dropping balls from knee height into the rough, and I mean the ball's gone. I mean it's gone. So
grass is not usually synonymous with tough rough, but the way they grow it out is it's just really easy to grab the club and shut it. So you see a lot of low lefts out of that rough. And even if you hit it straight somehow, it's coming in with so little spin, so hot that, on these greens as fast as they are, you're not going to be putting from your third shot.
No, and when you talk about the way that the ball sits down in this, like the rough, that Kentucky bluegrass, the way that the ball will just sink in it. You're not going to have balls sitting up nice on a tee
all the way to the ground.
It's all the way to the mud. I mean, so it's not where you want to be. So you really are looking for guys that are accurate off the tee. We need guys hitting fairways. Greens are super small, and where they aren't small, they've got very bizarre shaping to them, almost pinch points that create
undulations.
Tons of undulation here. Very tricky to read and navigate. They're also when we say surrounded by bunkers, I think literally every green on this course is surrounded by a bunker.
And they're not friendly.
No, they are not friendly at all. Around the green game is paramount here, as well as sand play. You're going to be in bunkers. You're going to be missing greens. You've got to be able to navigate the up and down. And it really, truly, it's rare to see a player excel here that doesn't gain massively in strokes gained around the green and scrambling.
Yep.
And if all of that isn't enough trouble, water is firmly in play on over 70% of these holes. So when Bo mentioned carnage, this is typically a modest scoring event, very competitive, very difficult place to navigate, great TV, great course.
And the wind is going to be up.
So there's truly we're not going to see a score fest this week, man. This is avoid bogeys.
Single digits under par.
The only opportunity you've got here is the par fives, and there's 4 of them. The par fives are exceedingly easy compared to the rest of the holes. So
they are the key to winning.
Yeah, because the par fours almost, as a matter of fact, I think all of them are over 450 yards, which doesn't necessarily mean a lot, except that you're not going to have any short porches. Like everything's long, and so your opportunities on the par fours are fleeting. Your scoring opportunities again are the par fives. You're happy to take par on par threes. So,
4 under. Yeah, if you shoot 4 under every other round, you win.
Well, heck, I think last year the top 10, I think 10th in the field was 1 over.
Yep, there's only 5 guys that broke under par for the week.
Yeah, so
it's so much fun. I love it so much.
Yeah, this is like Bo's Christmas.
Jack's place.
I don't think.
Come on, Rory. Why are you chicken? I think Rory's just chicken. Even though he would be the quintessential guy to bet on at this place. Because driving distance matters here, and accuracy obviously matters, and he's great at both.
Yeah, and if memory serves me right, he started okay last year, and then he just kind of fell off on the weekend, which was that stretch we talked about with Rory where he just couldn't put 4 rounds together. He finally snapped out of it, but if I remember right, he started pretty well Thursday, Friday, and it just fell off. But that's how quick your fortune can change on this course too. Like you take your foot even slightly off the gas, and this place can eat you up.
It's true.
So
it's true. Are you ready to bet on some golf?
Born.
Oh yeah, let's hit it. Club Twirls, engage. DraftKings Sportsbook has the odds. We can use any book we want. I like DraftKings. It's easy. I got the app on my phone.
I mean, it's the one I trust. It takes all of my money religiously, so at least I know it's going to a good cause.
Can't relate.
God, even when I'm winning, I'm losing on DraftKings.
Yeah, they know there's a sucker born every minute, and most of them join DraftKings already.
Yeah, it's typically in the form of UFC or betting late night on esports. But hey, I'll win it back on golf.
Yeah, that's true. Top of the board here, big gap between your Scottie Scheffler plus 270 in most books, and now you have a big drop off to Xander Schauffele at plus 1600. Is that right? Yeesh. I'm looking at the updated odds right now. Tell me why Scottie wins here, like he did last year.
So I can't, and I don't think he does. And it's
he's correct. You heard it right here, and I agree. Scottie Scheffler will not win this week.
I don't think Scottie Scheffler wins this week, and I think it's in large part to what I mentioned about what I've seen over the last couple tournaments. I think he's playing well. It's Scottie. Scottie's C game is still better than the majority of the planet.
Will he finish top 5 at minus 175? Probably.
I don't think he does. I know that's a hot take. I think he finishes top 10, but I don't think he cracks the top 5 this week.
It's a much stronger field than last week. Much stronger.
And the problem with this place too is like it's got more teeth than last week.
Oh, a lot more. You missed the greens last week. You could get up and down pretty easily. Like the bunkers last week at Colonial, not penal at all. You missed the green. It was a chip and a putt and an easy 4. At this place, you missed the green. You were absolutely fighting to get a 5, not a 6.
I like how I thought you were going to be. I thought there was another F word coming, and then I realized we're
syndicated.
We're a family show.
We're on the radio in West Tennessee. Oh yeah,
radio. Yeah. So yeah, not a believer in Scottie this week. Yeah,
67th in scrambling. That's not good, is it?
No, it's not good. I think the other thing too is like he's also not good out of the sand. And with the way these greens are and the way he's kind of, I don't know, been a little finicky with his swing. Like he's going to miss greens. He's going to hit sand. I don't love the way this sets up for him right now.
Well, I like your pick on Justin Thomas at plus 1800. I like Xander Schauffele at plus 1600. Argue with a wall, Conor.
Xander was in consideration for me, but the thing with Xander that bothers me right now, 100%, it's the same type of stuff that bothers me about a lot of these guys, is it's the around the green game and it's the sand. Like Xander, when you look at him over the last 36 rounds, is 46 in this field around the green. And he's 49th in this field for sand saves. 49th in a field of 73 ain't great.
I have different numbers with the way I filtered it. So I have 13th around the green. I did not filter for bunkers, but I did filter for scrambling gained, which he's 19th in.
Yeah, and I know you break yours way farther down. I look at the overall, like
I reduced mine into a demi-gloss.
I look at the overall form and what they've been doing to get a feel for kind of the actual, like, regardless of the grass, regardless of the setup, what they're doing well and what they aren't doing well. And I think Xander's having just kind of a down year, man. I don't see it. And it's 6 plus 1600. I mean,
that's the best odds we're going to get on Xander all year.
I just think I'd rather take the extra 2 points on JT or, I got an unpopular take I'll throw at you in the 25 range. I know you're going to hate on it, but there's just a better value. Like Xander right now, it doesn't feel like this is going to be a Xander week to me.
Yeah, and I just don't see the JT thing with how terribly he's played from tee to green the last 2 times we've seen him. Like his putting's already been a liability, which doesn't play as much here, but JT, like off the tee, woof. Like this is,
I mean,
good drives gained. He's 70th, man. 70th in good drives gained.
I agree with you that at RBC Heritage that he won, he was 5 strokes tee to green. He was, relatively flat off the tee. At the truest, he 8.8 strokes gained tee to green, 1.7 strokes off the tee with 5.4
What about on
on
Sunday, though?
approach.
Sunday, he lost 4 strokes off the tee.
Yeah, but the guy still finished second. I mean, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
He should have won by 5.
Probably. Now, the concerning bit was at the PGA Championship where he decided that it was a good week to lose strokes on approach. So
Not his usual MO. Like, that's where we rely on JT, especially with mid and short irons. But again, he's not who I think of when I'm thinking of 175 plus on approach. I'm
but we said
thinking
the
AT
same.
on a wedge course.
We said the same thing at Heritage. We said the same
But
thing at Heritage.
we both agreed on JT at the Heritage.
and he hit. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's possibility here that JT. I think JT has some weapons in the bag that we can at least lean on. That maybe he'll have some accuracy. He's not been horrible this season. He's actually really been putting it together. I agree with you. Like time to time, it's really difficult to trust JT and his accuracy, especially off the tee. But I mean, it's markedly improved this year. I mean, even you have to acknowledge that. Now, it couldn't have been much worse than most of last year, but he's definitely he's not a heater, man.
Hey man, we're 2 very large Justin Thomas fans on this show, so I'm not going to hate the pick. I'm just thinking Xander is well overdue and much underappreciated. Like, the only stat that I'm worried about with Xander is the 175 to 200 bucket where he's 63rd. Everything else is top 10 for me. He's 3rd in my model behind Scottie and my other pick towards the top, Hideki-san Matsuyama.
Yeah, I'm way more in on Hideki, dude. I'm just not interested in paying forward for Xander, dude. That's just a short number for not doing a whole lot yet.
I'm used to paying plus 850 for Xander, so plus 1600. I'm ecstatic.
I don't know if he was higher than JT, I'd be in, but I'm not there. Hideki though.
Hideki fits this golf course like a damn glove.
Agreed. I think that's
he's quite good at this type of place. Accurate off the tee, an amazing approach player from long distance, and one of the best short games on the planet. Where his putting has been streaky, he's just doesn't beat himself. That's the Hideki mantra. Is he might not win every week, but like, this guy is so hard on himself at planning his way around golf courses and playing it the right way. He honors, unlike Rory, he honors Jack's place with a plan, with paying credence to the Golden Bear and his immaculate golf course here in Dublin, Ohio. Did I just send you through the wall?
I swear, you got up this morning and you're like, man, I get to rag on Rory.
Violence.
Violence. Good Lord.
Violence and carnage. Hideki Matsuyama is carnage proof.
Yeah, well, and Hideki's got pretty mixed bag of results, but when he's done well here, he's done really well. I mean, last year he was only a couple of strokes from being, firmly in contention. He finished T8, which I know sounds worse than it is if you go and look at the scoring. T16 in 2023. 2022, he got disqualified. I don't remember the exact reasoning around it. I believe he had a marking on the face of his 3-wood. And
he forgot to peel the impact tape off of his 3-wood. And of course, you can't do that. You can't play. You can't start a tournament with your tape still on.
And unfortunately for him, he was playing.
He was tearing it up.
Yeah,
he was tearing it up when he got DQ'd. I was holding a Hideki ticket that week, and I was livid.
Well, and you don't see Hideki get like heated or that emotional often. And I remember them following him with the camera. And I mean, he
was devastated.
So
that's just a simple mistake that anybody could make.
Love your call on Hideki. I'm right there with you in lockstep. So
that Hideki Matsuyama line is moved to plus 3,500. Oh my goodness, is that sexy?
Hammer that.
Hammer it. The full ladder. I'm going outright top 5, top 10, the whole shebang.
So getting into the mid here,
you didn't talk about your plus 2,500 teaser though. Is it Tommy Fleetwood? Because I'm going to laugh my butt off if it is.
I was looking at the clock and knowing we're on a time crunch, and I didn't want to get into.
We are good on time. We are good on time. Elaborate on your misguided support for the guy who has never won anything ever.
So, tacked on number 41 to his most top 10s without a victory and 156 career starts. It's an impressive impressive span to not win.
It deserves a golf clap.
It certainly does. Here's the thing.
Well. He played well.
Here's how do you finish again?
Top 5. Yeah.
So here's the thing with Tommy Fleetwood is like I keep saying it this season, and he's been so close so many times. And these are the types of tournaments that Tommy Fleetwood actually could break through at, especially with the wind that's going to be up. His game fits this place really well.
It does.
And so when you look at 25-1 on Tommy Fleetwood, who I mean just has a literal ton of top 10 finishes this year.
Yes, that's all he knows.
And I mean, last week at the Charles Schwab, I mean, we're not talking about a monumental difference between where he finished up. I mean, he finished 4th. He had a great week, didn't lose strokes in any category. He got the putter going. Around the green game was stout. He's just in great form. And so, like, I keep saying, like, Tommy's gonna win, man. Like, I know people
I don't think he is.
I know people don't believe that. Like, people believe that Tommy Fleetwood can never win on tour. Tommy Fleetwood is far too good a golfer, to go an entire career without winning. And these are the types of tournaments that it makes sense to bet on Tommy Fleetwood at.
It is. I will concede that Tommy Fleetwood rates out really well here. It is the type of tournament that I could envision him winning one day if he ever did win anything ever, which he hasn't. But one thing that concerns me, it's the same thing every week with Tommy, is how does he score when the opportunity is there to score? And his par 5 scoring, strokes gained par 5, 49th. And that's how you beat this golf course.
So in your modeling, yes. In my all-around modeling, not boiled down to a pulp, he's 16th in the field for par 5s scoring. He's also number 2 in the field for strokes gained around the green.
Oh, I don't doubt his short game is amazing. I love Tommy's short game. He's number 9 in my model. I can't hate him. He made the top 10.
No,
he made the top 10 again in my model.
You know what Tommy does well, though? Period. End of discussion. He doesn't miss fairways often, and he gains
Fairway Jesus. He earned the nickname Fairway Jesus.
I mean, he's 4th in this field over the last 36 rounds, unfiltered. Yeah. He's number 4th for strokes gained tee to green. Like, he is
another guy that will not beat himself, but also another guy who will not gain strokes on approach, and another guy who will not make a bunch of birdies on par 5s on a golf course that absolutely requires it. I think Tommy is a good bet to cash plus 200 top 10. I will place that bet for you, Conor.
That you should parlay it with Angel Reese to miss her opening jump shot.
Does Angel Reese even attempt jump shots? No, she gets rebounds. She's in the paint.
Oh, that's like my favorite TikTok right now is the guys betting on her missing her first shot of the game every day. I think they're up to like the 5th day in a row of that cash.
I think she gets a bad rap. That Tommy Fleetwood gets a bad rap because he doesn't win, but he's a darn good golfer. Number 3 on the par 4s, which I think it's a strong suit, is scoring, not beating himself on tougher golf courses, which this one is. I think he finishes in that top 10. I'm not willing to go farther than that in the field this good because everybody else here has won something, and he hasn't.
One quick statement on that, though. Like, when you look at the differentiation or the difference in strokes between top 10 and winning this place, it's like, not a large margin. No, that's like another vote of confidence for Tommy. Like, if Tommy's in that top 10, Tommy's in striking distance. And if Tommy keeps it together better than the rest of the guys, Tommy wins.
All right.
So anyways, moving on. Siwoo Kim is my next dude.
I agree. Siwoo Kim, horse for the course. He has done very well on this golf course throughout his career, and his line it's ridiculous. Plus 4,000.
I think he should be shorter. I actually think he should be like Patrick Cantlay area, like 22.
I handicapped him alongside Tommy Fleetwood and Ludwig Oberg, who I'm not touching because his short game is not good. Tommy Fleetwood, I handicapped Siwoo Kim next to Tommy Fleetwood at plus 2,500. I thought Tommy's line was fine. I just don't think he's going to win. Siwoo Kim absolutely could win. Multiple time PGA Tour winner. This course designed by Jack Nicklaus, not Pete Dye. And yet, Siwoo Kim, fairway Jesus himself from South Korea, hits fairways, great long iron player, aggressive on par fives, annihilates par fives. There's no mystery to why Siwoo Kim has played well here throughout his entire career. He's a model of consistency for the most volatile player on tour. He's always in contention on these types of places. I am with you 100% on Siwoo Kim.
Dude, and it's wild right now. Siwoo has gained almost 4.5 strokes putting over his last 2 starts.
Oh, it's over for the rest of the field if he putts that well this week.
I wrote him up this week again, and
because that's usually his weakness. His weakness is he's a great chipper, but he can't make putts, especially in the clutch. But like
don't
he's
let
making
Siwoo get hot.
No, because when Siwoo gets hot, he gets hotter than anybody.
Yep, this is a very live to win bet. Like Siwoo,
very, yeah. My next one in the mid tier, if you want to call it the mid tier, is Taylor Pendrith at plus 8,000. I really don't have any interest in the rest of the mid tier because it's gross. Like you might
a little interest in Novak at 60 to 1.
Yeah, he's like Hansel. He's so hot right now.
He is so hot right now, and what he does really well is that short game stuff, like around the green
and long irons,
100%. And so, like again, just a guy that makes a lot of sense on this course.
He's just a regular guy that just plays good golf.
Heck of a season. And again,
I'm worried about his off the tee game though. It does not really fit here.
It's been actually a lot better over the last few starts. He's just another guy that, like, if he keeps the form, the things that he does inherently well are the things that are correlated to success at this course. So we just need that consistency to carry on some of his shortcomings. But that around the green game alone is a good reason to play Novak here.
Are you interested in Akshay Bhatia? Because I like him on a shorter golf course with wedges in hand more often. But his off the tee game has been much improved. So I'm not as hesitant to play Akshay at plus 7,000 as usual on a course this long. But this dude's so talented. Absolutely freak talented.
Yeah. So with Akshay, I say this all the time about Akshay, and I know that this is not a popular take, but I think it's an accurate take. When the conditions get bad and the wind comes up, and Akshay, you need shot shaping even with some adverse conditions.
He's the best.
Akshay Bhatia to me is one of the most creative shot shapers out there.
He works. He's like Bubba Watson without the distance.
And when you look at the already like fairly accurate and stout short game that he has, like those short irons for him, pretty darn good. And then you look at like the proximity 175 to 200, which is, is going to encompass almost every single par 4 on this course. He's number 10 in this field. So I really like Akshay here, and I don't line up often to play Akshay, but he makes a ton of sense here.
And another guy very light to win a golf tournament plus 7,000. Another multiple time PGA Tour winner. Imagine that.
I love him. I do like him a lot this week. He's making the card.
So I want to elaborate. Taylor Pendrith, obviously great long iron player, great off the tee, can get hot with the putter. Pretty decent short game, surprisingly. I didn't think he would be that high up on scrambling and getting it up and down. But Taylor Pendrith, the only really bad stat is good drives gained, which, I mean, you could look at strokes gained off the tee where he's a lot better. He's 22nd in strokes gained off the tee. So whatever metric you're looking at, Taylor Pendrith is either really good or It just depends. Taylor Pendrith, the Canadian, shout out to our Looney fans out there. I am betting on a Canadian at plus 8,000 just for an outright to see how I feel. Any pushback on that one? It's just the risk is baked in.
Around the green game scares me with him.
He's eighth and around the green on my model. 8th.
Yeah, he's 71st in mine. So
we got some differences.
But Taylor Pendrith does hit greens and fairways at a higher clip than most guys, and his par 5 scoring is really solid. And
number 3 in scrambling, number 8 in strokes gained par 5. That's fantastic.
So I don't hate Pendrith, especially at the risk. I would throw my next guy that I've got is at 100 to 1.
Mine too, and that's where I end my card.
You'll have to read the article since we're running low on time. I've got some other picks that are a little bit longer in that mix from the 80 to 1. But the last guy I'll call out, Bud Colley, finished 3rd place.
My guy, Bud Colley,
and he did it on the back of an amazing around the green game and scorching putter last week.
Not his game usually.
we've been calling Bud Cauley all season. He doesn't normally spike there, but he's number 7 in my model this week. He's great at long approach shots, excellent at bogey avoidance. Sand saves look great. Strokes gained around the green we already touched on. It wouldn't be on the realm of possibility that Bud Cauley could win this thing.
Well, I see your 100-1 Bud Cauley, who I love. I'm really kicking myself for not betting anything on him last week because I bet him all the time. But my 100-1 pick this week is none other than Sam Stevens, who incredibly rates out number 8 in my model ahead of Tommy Fleetwood. And is no worse than 51st in any stat in my model, and that's in the 175 to 200 approach bucket. He's top 5 in bogey avoidance. He's top 5 in scrambling, number 2 in scrambling. And he's top 15 in strokes gained par 5 and strokes gained tee to green. It just seems like Sam Stevens is a quality golfer that with really long odds, and another guy who really doesn't beat himself. That number 2 in scrambling is a very accurate stat that carries through. Sam Stevens is a conservative golfer. He's the anti-Siwoo Kim, but he's always going to be the guy that grinds. Like, he's your quintessential grinder who doesn't really have any weak spots in his game. Is he special in any way? No, but that's why he's 100-1.
He also doesn't have to be here. Like, being that like medium is what you need. So
making 4 is like, if you had a card on this golf course with a bunch of 4s, that's what we're looking for. And so here we go. The hat. Tim, be ready.
We have 30 seconds.
Yep. Low number.
Number 18.
Our guy.
JJ Spawn.
Ew, not on this course.
No, I'm not loving the hat pick.
My hat pick is pretty good for this course because I can, if we get a little bit of short game from Victor Hovland, he can win here.
Oh,
a little bit of short game from Victor. His ball striking is fine, but yeah, the short game here scares the daylights out of me. But he is 18th in my model, despite being 58th in putting and 50th in around the green and 37th in scrambling. Ball striking, great. Everything else, yikes. He wanted the Valspar. Somehow.
Are you excited for Canada next week?
Actually, I am. It's in Ontario.
It's been a good tournament
in the province, the celebrated province of Ontario. We stand on guard for thee next week. It'll be a special loony episode next week. I'll drink some Canadian whiskey. It won't be Lord Calvert. It'll probably be Kirkland Canadian.
Which is probably Lord Calvert.
It might be. It's at least Canadian Club, which is also pretty damn good. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I'd say 7 under, not Tommy Fleetwood.
I'm gonna say 8 under, Tommy Fleetwood.
Join us next week for the Canadian Open, where Conor says Tommy finished tied for 7th and did not win.
Extending his record to 42.
Yes. Join us next week for that amazing show.